Okay. Off. Okay, testing audio now. Testing, testing. Hope it's going to be working now. Okay, testing, testing. Yes. Okay. Oof is right. Okay, okay, guys. Yes, we're back. We are back. Thank you so much for joining the stream, and thank you so much for being here with the technical audio glitch. I should have tested that because I did a live stream earlier and changed that, and so just needed to switch back into the right microphone. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. So I'm gonna go back up here because I said hi to all of you guys, right? And so I just want to quickly say hi again to everybody joining in. LK Cog, Jonas, Malik, Vibrations, Austin, C4 Defense, Drawing Kids, Lance Burjo, I hope I'm pronouncing all these names right, Jay Emily, Drawing Kids, Delicious Food, Evan Carmichael, good to see you here. Quick Bits, of course, TubeBuddy is here. Thank you so much, Andrew, for holding the fort for me. Jonas, speak up. All right, guys, thank you so much. Okay, awesome. So I was saying that this stream is going to be all about how to get your YouTube calendar game on point because so many people I've heard saying how much time does it actually take to create YouTube videos, and obviously there are a lot of variables that are going to go into thinking about how much time you want to put into this whole process. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you everybody for joining in from all over the world. And I'm going to be in the chat. Yes, I'm also going to be taking you guys through this presentation. Let's see how long it takes us. But yeah, so it's going to be jam-packed full of lots and lots of actionable tips, lots and lots of stuff that we're going to talk about on how to actually realistically plan out your YouTube content. So right off the bat, I have a question for all of you that I want you to answer in the chat. So I want to ask. Okay, deep breaths. Okay. And a sip of tea here. I got some green tea going here, right? I've got some green tea going. The stuff to calm things down. All right, guys. So we're all calm here, but we're all going to get into the meat of this topic. Okay, and the question that I want to ask you guys is, how many of you have heard of calendar blocking? And if you have heard of it, put it down in the comments and then tell me your definition or what it means to you. And if you haven't heard this term calendar blocking before, then also put it in the comments that you've never heard it. So I'd like to hear both perspectives, right? So I want to quickly say hello to everybody joining in. Are you the creator of TubeBuddy? No, the creator of TubeBuddy is Phil Starkowicz. Awesome guy. And right now, Andrew Khan is moderating the chat here, and he's also a part of the TubeBuddy team. And TubeBuddy is great for supporting all creators. So they bring on guest creators on their channel, and that's what I am doing right now. And you would have seen other great, awesome creators come on the TubeBuddy channel as well. We're all here to teach. We're all here to share. We're all here to learn from you. You guys are here to learn from me. I'm here to learn from you. So it's a great community that I find is just awesome in terms of knowledge sharing and collaborations and all sorts of good things. Okay, so let's get into the topic. So you guys are saying no, hi, no, never heard of calendar vlogging. No, not calendar vlogging, calendar blocking. Let me make that really clear. Calendar blocking, B-L-O-C-K-I-N-G, calendar blocking. So, my name is wrong. It's in Spanish, but I don't know how to say it on technology or laptop. Maybe an audio file at some point. That might help. Okay, so calendar blocking. Okay, somebody has Sally. Hey, organizing your calendar by planning in tasks with the time also. Yes. Hi. Okay, so yes, so calendar blocking essentially means that whatever you don't put on your calendar is not going to get done. It's a rule of productivity that when you're thinking about your tasks, and they could be video tasks or any other kind of tasks or whatever important projects you have ongoing, right? Whether you are a business owner or a student or a mom or whatever kind of tasks you have in your life, if you don't actually put them on a calendar, you're not thinking about realistically about when they're going to get done. Like, you're not thinking timelines, you're not thinking days of the week, you're not thinking hours and minutes, because every single task means that you are putting time into something and therefore not being able to do something else. So time is always a big trade-off. And so what we're going to talk about today in this live stream is when you are thinking of planning your videos, how can you use calendar blocking and how can you put the amount of effort that it takes to make a video on your calendar by identifying all the different tasks that go into video making, like scripting and production and editing and all that good stuff. How long does it actually take, and how do you actually decide how much time to schedule for it? So if that sounds good, say yes in the comments. Say yes, and we're going to get started. I have 11 tips, so 11 and one more. 11 tips for you. Quick introduction to me. My name is Salma Jafri, in case that wasn't clear already. I do have my own YouTube channel. It's by the name Salma Jafri, so youtube.com/Salma Jafri. I am a YouTube certified video strategist, which means that I help brands with their video strategy, specifically with their content strategy. And I have a Facebook group that you should join because I'm doing an awesome live stream tomorrow there on something. It's called Personal Branding with Video. So if that's something you're interested in, how to develop your brand with video, then go and join that group. Okay, so let's get started with this topic, and I just want to quickly take a look at who has said yes. So Steve Billy of Guitar, hey, yes, okay. And Bettina is saying yes, and Sally is saying yes. Okay, awesome. So we've got a couple of yeses, which means you guys are really, really interested in this. So we are going to start off with developing a YouTube schedule. And one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that even though we are, hopefully all very tech savvy and everything, and we're trying to create YouTube videos, but I like to keep my tech really simple. And so we're actually going to do this on a Google Calendar. You can use any calendar app that you have or that you prefer. You can even do it with just pen and paper. You can even do it with just an Excel sheet. So the tool of choice is yours to decide. I am going to be using a Google Calendar to kind of demonstrate the concept of how to get all the work that goes into video making from your head onto an actual calendar. Hey Harley, good to see you here. How are you doing today? So that's what we're gonna do, okay? So with that said, what I'm gonna do is switch over to a calendar view here, and I am simply using Google Calendar. I'm gonna share the calendar with you now, and you should be able to see it. So on the left hand side, you can see my calendars, and what I would encourage you to do, so this is step one, is to go to Google Calendar and create a new calendar, which I've done here, and I've called it my YouTube calendar. Now, the reason that I've done that is so that it doesn't clash with all the other stuff I have going on, all the other projects and client work. So I find that it helps to do this process with a clean slate, and then you can add in all your other calendars as well, and you're gonna see everything on there. So for now, I'm just unchecking all the other calendars, and the only one checked is the YouTube calendar. So, and for extra motivation, let's pretend that it's the start of the new year, and we're getting started in January 2019, because that's always a good time to think about starting new projects and starting to plan out content and stuff. So let's imagine we are starting in the new year, and the first thing that I want you to decide on is a publishing frequency. So the first thing you would do is to add a new calendar. Let's call it YouTube calendar. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, you can name it your channel. You can name it your your brand, whatever you want to call it. So just to simplify things, I've called it YouTube calendar. And the second thing you do is to decide on a publishing frequency. So let's say that you have decided that you're going to publish videos. So video goes live, let's say 9 a.m. EST. So let's say we've decided that our video is going to go live every Tuesday at 9 a.m., right? So you've decided every single Tuesday you're going to be publishing a video, okay? And you want to make this into a recurring. So you just edit this and you say that, yes, it does repeat weekly every Tuesday, okay? And hit save. And so every single Tuesday, you've got your publishing schedule up here, okay? So for me, if I'm choosing, so I'm on the other side of the world, I'm in Pakistan, so if I choose 9 a.m. EST, it's gonna automatically convert it to 7 p.m. for me because that's my local time, right? So that's what's happening here. Now, here's what you want to do next. So how do you choose what day of the week you want to publish? Like, how do you actually decide that? So if you wanna decide what day of the week, one of the ways that I decided what day of the week I want to be publishing my videos and also decided what time I want to be publishing my videos was by looking at other people in the industry, at other people in my niche, and what time were they publishing, right? And I thought that, okay, if this is the audience that they're serving and I'm targeting kind of a similar audience, then that should be the time that I should be publishing as well. So no need to really, get worried too much about how to choose this. Just go with what's already working for somebody else, because that's how I decided to choose my particular schedule. So I do publish on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. EST as much as possible. I try and stick to that time. Okay, so Lewis is asking, yes, why a calendar if you have Premiere? So I'm not sure really I understand the question, because as far as I know, Premiere would be the editing software if you're talking about Adobe Premiere Pro. You're talking about YouTube Premiere. Okay. So let me explain. This live stream that we're doing today right now is not just about when you're going to be publishing your videos. This live stream is about the entire process of video making. So we're going to be talking about coming up with ideas and topics. We're going to be talking about keyword research. We're going to be talking about scripting. And specifically, we're going to be talking about how long each of these activities take and how to schedule them in your workflow, how to put them on a calendar so that you actually get them done. Okay, so that's why this is completely unrelated to YouTube premieres or anything about just the end product, which is just scheduling out the videos. The reason why the first thing I put on the calendar was when the videos are going to go live is because we want to work backwards. We want to start with the end, so we know, okay, we've got to publish a video every Tuesday, let's say, and then we work backwards to kind of decide, okay, what are all the things we need to do before Tuesday comes around to be ready and our video is ready to go, because consistency really matters on YouTube, right? You guys know this, especially if you are already creating content. You know that if you have some kind of frequency and consistency going, then that really helps up build momentum for your channel, and it really helps with your audience being able to expect your videos at a certain time, being prepared for your videos, and it helps the algorithm also because you're constantly feeding the algorithm. You're constantly feeding it new videos, right? So in order to develop consistency, you want to get a schedule going. And in order to get a schedule going, you have to put things on your calendar because it's so easy not to get things done because there are so many million things that take up our time and attention all the time. So for example, for me, yes, I'm a business owner and I'm a mom and I've got other clients and projects happening and I've got other things to handle as well as work, and it all needs to juggle together. So if it doesn't go on the calendar, then it might slip through. And also putting it on the calendar gives you like control and kind of power back because you're like, okay, I'm in charge. I know what my entire month it looks like. I know what's going on. I've planned it. It just makes you feel like you are on top of things. So that's what calendar blocking and putting items and tasks on the calendar is going to help you to do, right? So that's what we're doing here. So as soon as you have determined I'm going to switch back to the calendar view here. As soon as you've determined that, okay, every Tuesday you want to be publishing a video, the next thing, item number 3 that you have to decide is you want to decide how many topics you want to get done in that entire month. Okay, so you want to decide how many videos and how many topics that would mean. So for example, for January, it would be 5 topics, right? Because if I'm doing every Tuesday, so I've got to decide what those 5 topics are going to be. Now, this particular task takes me about 20 minutes. So let's say on a Thursday, I want to sit down and I want to work on my 5 content ideas, and I want to decide, okay, what are going to be the 5 content topics that I am going to be making this video about. And let's say I want to schedule about an hour for this, so that sounds about right. Okay, so that's on the calendar. So I'm going to sit down on Thursday. Let's pretend that we're not going to make a video on 1st Jan. So let's delete this one. Okay, and then let's change this to 4 topics right here. Okay, and now we've basically calendar blocked this time. Do you see what I mean? Now on Thursday at 10:30, let's make this 10:30 a.m. as opposed to p.m. right? And there we go. So now what we've done is we've scheduled this time to decide on our content topics. So come January 8th, we're going to be ready, and we're going to be ready for the entire month. Now, here's why this is really, really helpful. One of the biggest reasons why you want to be able to pre-plan your ideas and your content is what's going to be coming up next, which is to be able to ideate your topics, to be able to maybe even batch record your topics. Are you guys feeling me here? Let me jump in the chat real quick and see what you guys are saying, okay? Lots of new people joining in. Leonard, something I missed about schedule. Leonard, you can catch up really quickly. We're still in the beginning stages of this, okay? Always, hello, how are you? MRD Media is saying nice idea. Master Shifu, yeah, Kung Fu Panda, saying thanks. Michael, what's up? Kids don't feel like eating dinner. Funny. My kids just ate dinner and just got into bed right now. Leonard is saying it's great. Okay, so great. Okay, so you guys, so we're talking about how to put your entire YouTube planning on a calendar so that you actually know how much time each task is going to take. Okay, and we just started off with, I'm going to do a quick recap. We started off with the first thing being, well, I've used Google Calendar. You can use any software that you like, which is a calendar app. So you create a new calendar and you decide on a publishing frequency and a publishing date. So we decided we're going to be publishing weekly videos Tuesday every morning at 9 a.m. EST, right? And then the third thing that we decided after that was we decided on 4 topics at least for the entire month. So we're doing the entire month, and we've chosen January as our month just to give us a little bit of inspiration because the new year is coming up and everyone's talking about planning for 2019. So we're doing January, right? Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Let's come back to our calendar here. And the next thing that we want to be doing is, after we've decided the 4 content topics, we want to put each of these topics on the calendar. Okay, so we want to say, okay, on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing, on Tuesday, January 8th, the topic is going to be, for the purposes of today, I'm just going to call it topic A. So whatever topic you choose, it's going to be that topic, so you know, okay, what topic you're going to be doing on each day, and so on and so forth. So for January 15th, it's going to be your next topic. So the 4 topics that you choose, sorry, topic B will go here, and then you want to just quickly do this for the other 2 as well. So you have your topics mapped out, and you know exactly what topic you're going to be doing each day, each week rather, of January, right? So this just adds like a lot of clarity, and you know, okay, I'm going to be publishing topic A, topic B, C, and D. And you know what those 4 topics are because of your Thursday brainstorming session, which you gave yourself an hour to do. So in this hour, you can do stuff like, okay, you can brainstorm topics according to what people are asking you to create, around topics that you think are trending right now, around topics that are in demand. So this might take up to an hour. Typically, I like to use tools such as Answer the Public. I like to go into my YouTube comment section and see what kind of questions people are asking. I go into my Facebook group and ask people, what do you want to see videos about? So those are some ideas on how you can get like content topics and content ideas around. Okay, now, Tana is saying, glad I came right on time. GE is saying how to stay disciplined. Yes, exactly. This absolutely helps with planning and staying on routine and staying disciplined and knowing how much time your tasks are going to take. This calendar technique will help me out tremendously since I'm a very busy person. Yes, aren't we all? So yes. Okay, so the next thing that you want to put on your calendar is your keyword research time. Okay, so what I mean by that is when you've got your topic, and let's choose a topic. So for example, I want to create a video on, let's say, something related to time management, since we're talking about calendars. So let's say I want to talk about how to come up with content ideas in 30 minutes, right? And that's my topic. And now what I want to do is I want to keyword research my topic. So I want to see exactly how to phrase this title. So I want to know what keywords to use. I want to know what tags I want to use. I want to know what description I want to use, right? So all of this is going to take up a considerable period of time. And you don't want to do this really fast either, because you want to be able to rank your videos. You want to be able to have people find your videos. So you want to spend some time on doing your keyword research. You want to have a great title. You want to have a searchable title. You want to have a title people will actually click on, so a click-worthy title, right? So how much time should you schedule for keyword research? Now, since I've been doing this for a while, I would typically schedule about 10 to 20 minutes for each topic. So 10 to 20 minutes on keyword research per topic. So that would come up to about an hour for 4 topics. And I would typically do this in one sitting. So I would sit on my computer, I would open up TubeBuddy and Keywords Everywhere and Google Auto Suggest, and I would just do the keyword research for the 4 topics that I've decided all together, one after the other, 10 to 20 minutes each in 1 hour. So the next thing that I would want to do is put that on the calendar. So let's go back to our calendar and put that on there. So let's say you can do this all in one day if you want, but I'm going to actually divide up the task, and I'm going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this on Friday, and I'm going to say 9 a.m. keyword research. And this is going to be an hour. So it's going to be 9 to 10 a.m. Okay, great. Okay, so now I've got my keyword research down. I've got my 4 topics planned out, and I've got my publishing date. All right, now here's what I want you to know real quick. I have a really cool template for you guys to download where you can add in all of these things in one Google spreadsheet. And I've put the link in the description. It's called the Video Content Plan. So if you're digging all this planning stuff and you want to get, all of your planning done in one go, that template is going to seriously save you a lot of time on the day of publishing. So on the day you're actually publishing your video, you've got all your SEO stuff done, all your tags and your description and everything sorted out, and it's just copy paste really, really quickly. So if you want to grab that template, look in the description after this live has ended. Look in the description, and you're gonna click on the link that says download my video content plan, and you're gonna go there and download that. Okay. Okay, so I want to know what your questions are up till now. And specifically, I want to know how much time do you guys spend on keyword researching your topics. So it takes me about 10 to 20 minutes. And I typically try and do 4 topics and keyword research them all together. And the tools I use for keyword research are a combination of TubeBuddy and Keywords Everywhere. And I also rely heavily on Google Autosuggest. And those are basically the 3 go-to tools that I'm using currently for keyword research. But I would love to know from you, how much time do you actually put into keyword research? And does it take you longer than you think it should take you? Or is it like a mad dash right at the end and you're like, just, I used to do that, by the way, really early on in YouTube. I'd be like, okay, how do I title this? How do I title this? And I've since learned that it really, really pays to do your keyword research, to know how to phrase your title, because it's one of the first things that people see aside from the thumbnail. And it's the deal breaker, right? The title is the one along with the thumbnail that's going to be like, okay, do I want to click on this video? So it's so important to get that click, because nobody's going to even watch your content if your title doesn't give that promise. And the way that I like to do my titles is put the keyword right up front and then add some kind of emotional context. So for example, if I'm saying how to create videos, and then the emotional context would be in 10 minutes, or really fast, or how to create videos, all together, or batch record them all together really fast. So some kind of emotional context as well for people who are reading. So not just for the algorithm, but also for humans. Tana is saying, I'm downloading that template right now. Thanks. You are so welcome. The Nurse Talk is saying right now, none. I'm starting this now after your live. Awesome, awesome. So that is like literally the purpose of this live, to get you to start to think about just how time consuming some of these tasks might be, so that you have realistic expectations and you're not like, oh, I'll just do this in like 1 minute and it'll be done. No, you do really need to think about how important it is to get your titles right, and to give some time to this process. And the other cool thing that happens is the more you do it, the better you get at it. So 10 to 20 minutes right now for me is actually really down from where I used to be, which used to be up to an hour for one topic. Like, it would take me a long, long time to actually do keyword research just for one topic way back when. But as you get comfortable with the process, you're going to cut down the amount of time you need to get all of this done. 10 down, 20 to go is saying, I'm terrible at keyword research and titles, which is why, should the title be a question? Not necessarily. It totally depends on your video, but it could be a question. So that's kind of like a variable. I can't really say either way unless I know what it's going to be. But the point of the whole thing is that you definitely, if you think that you're terrible at keyword research, the more you do it, just like with anything that you practice, the better you're going to get at it. The better you're going to get at gauging it, and the less amount of time it's going to take. So absolutely download the template. It's going to help you guys out a lot with the planning process. Okay, so now that you have put time for keyword research on your calendar, the next thing that you want to put time on for is you want to schedule time to write your video script. Okay, so you've got your publishing date, you've got your 4 topics, you've done your keyword research, so you know your titles, tags, and descriptions, and all of that stuff. And now you want to actually script out your videos. Now, this is going to look different for different people, right? If you're doing like vlog style content, maybe not much of a script, maybe just a general kind of an outline is required. But if you're doing how-to content or educational content, then scripting would be probably really, really important. If you're doing some kind of sequence or steps, or you're teaching something, then a script would be really, really good. And when I say script, I kind of use the word loosely here. So it's not like a verbatim script that you have to read. It's more of a storyline. It's more thinking along, okay, so for topic A, what kind of story do I want to follow, right? And I have something that I use, it's called the VET formula. If you search on Google, you'll find my video on this. Just search Salma Jafri, search on YouTube, in fact. Salma Jafri VET formula, video engagement timeline. Okay, so that is the formula that I use to structure and script and storyboard my videos. And the structure goes just like any good storytelling structure. There's a problem, and then there's the characters and how they relate to the problem, and then there's solutions, and then there's a CTA at the end, which is your call to action, which is super, super important in giving people information about what they should do after they're done watching your video. So if you are thinking that, okay, each video is going to be building my brand, each video needs people to perform a certain action. That action could be subscribe to your channel, it could be share this video, it could be download something, it could be join my Facebook group, or follow me on Twitter, or whatever social network you have a presence on. That action could be anything, but if you have that in mind while you're scripting, it just makes it so much easier to seamlessly integrate your CTA within your video script. So I always advise people to know what you want your audience to do at the end of your video when you are thinking about scripting your videos. It really helps to streamline, and you can even say in the beginning of your video, hey, there's a great download at the end, or hey, you want to stay tuned till the end because I've got this coming up for you. It just adds that extra factor where you seem so well prepared, and your script just seems so much on point, right? So what we want to do next is we want to go to our calendar and we want to put in time for scripting. So typically I would put in maybe around 2 to 4 hours for writing a script. Okay, so what I would say is write 4 video scripts, and let's say I'm going to schedule this for let's say from 11 to around, okay, let's make this, let's save this and then go back and edit. And I'm going to say, let's do 11 to 1. So about 2 hours to write scripts. Okay. And again, you can use like a repeatable formula to write your scripts. So that would be really, really great. So you would require less time. So I have a formula that I use, and I've shared some of my video scripts inside my Facebook group. Again, it's Personal Branding with Video. So you can go there and look in the file section and you'll see some of the scripts that I use. And it's a very, very repeatable formula. So I know what's going to come first, what's going to come next, and what's going to come last. So you want to schedule. So we've scheduled all this stuff right into our process, and I just want to take a quick look at what you're saying in the comments. And JBiz Gaming is saying very good information so far. Thank you. Fugler friends, this is great. Thanks for the good info. You are so welcome. Steve Believe Guitar is saying I am terrible at keyword research. LOL. Thanks again. Yes. Okay. So it looks like we always have to make clickbait titles, otherwise it looks hard to get views. I would use the terminology of click-worthy titles. I don't know who coined it. Was it Owen Video or somebody else coined it? Maybe Andrew, you could help me out here with who coined the phrase click-worthy titles. Titles that just look so promising. They are worth the click because the information inside fulfills the promise of the title. So you don't want to be misleading, but you want to make click-worthy titles, right? So yeah. Mary Anglin is saying this is so helpful. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the stream. Whatever questions you have, do put them down in the chat. And there's also a Google Doc that you can use to put your questions in if we get to that. But I am answering questions in the stream as well since we're going so fast here. So yeah, so let's keep going. Okay, so we are at, okay, quick recap. So we've made a Google Calendar. We've decided on a publishing frequency. We have put that publishing date on our calendar so we know when people are going. We can literally tell people, okay, this is when to expect our videos, and it just clarifies that date in our mind as well. And we've decided on 4 topics for the entire month, assuming you're going to be publishing once a week. Obviously, if we're going to be doing twice a week, that would be 8 topics and so on. So you need to decide what frequency you can actually manage on a long-term basis. And then after deciding the topics, we've put those on the calendar. Then we've put in keyword research time. Then we've talked about downloading my video content plan to do your keyword research. That's going to really help you with your planning. And then we have decided on sort of segmenting 2 to 4 hours to write our script. Now remember, the script doesn't need to be too fancy. It could just be an outline of a few points that you want to say. It could be a story structure that I'm going to start with this problem and I'm going to talk about it, why it's important. I'm going to talk about the solutions or what happened next. And then remember the most important part, the CTA at the end. You want to be very, very clear about what you want people to do at the end of your video. So that is all going to go into your video script planning process. Okay, the next thing you want to do is the actual production of your video. So if I'm thinking about doing 4 videos all together, so that would come under batch recording. And I find that when I can batch record, that decreases my time to set up. So it takes time, to set up the camera, to set up the lights and the backdrop, and depending on how many moving parts you guys have, right? Maybe you're filming outdoors and you don't have any setup at all, so that's going to be like very little setup time. But maybe, for example, I need to figure out, okay, I'm at home, so I need to figure out, okay, when is the noise level going to be least in my neighborhood? Okay, when are the kids going to be in school? All of those things, right? So I have to factor all of that into my actual filming time, right? So I would give myself about 3 to 4 hours of 4 videos to batch record one after the other. My videos tend to be a little bit longer because they're training videos. I often go over 10 minutes. Like you'll find videos of 16 minutes and 12 minutes on my channel. So I like to give myself 4 hours to film and batch record videos all in one go. And then because I'm publishing weekly, so then I'm done for the entire month. Now, I'm not saying you have to do 4 videos right off the bat. If you can do 4, that is totally fine. Do what you can, but start to get comfortable with batch recording because it's going to save you a ton of time later on. And it's also going to help you to think out your content in advance. So you can actually tell people what's coming next, and you can start to build out playlists and series because you'll know what you have planned. Like if you already know the 4 topics, it's so much easier to build up hype for those 4 topics than it is if you have no idea what you're going to be publishing next week. right? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if that made sense to you, and if you have any questions related to batch recording. Harley is saying, love that click-worthy framing versus clickbait. Absolutely, Harley. And Steve Believe is saying, thank you. You have a new fan here. I also filmed the form for the questions. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to definitely try and get to the form as well. Okay. So we're going to move on here, and we're going to talk about putting your actual filming time on calendar, right? So that's what we're going to do next. So here we go. Going to go back to our calendar, and we're going to be like, okay, when are we actually shooting these videos? I often shoot videos on Sundays because it's like the least disruptive time for me. So I'm going to be like batch record 4 videos, and then I'm going to clear out 4 hours to do this, right? So it's going to be, and I try and do this in the morning. So it's going to be pretty much like something around 9 a.m. in the morning because the light is good and you're fresh and everything's good in your mind. So that would be around 1 p.m. That would be 4 hours, and I would click save. So this is shaping up nicely. So you can see that I am scheduling all of these tasks within the week. And so the rest of my calendar, look at all this free space I have here, right? This is going to go into other tasks like promotion and business development and client work and all of the other millions and millions of tasks that you have to run your business. So this is going to really help you streamline your YouTube production. And imagine you're going to have weekly videos coming out and all the planning done within a few hours, right? And so the entire month is free for all of the other important tasks that you need to get done in your life and in your business. Okay, so after we have scheduled 4 videos for shooting, the next thing you want to do is schedule some time for editing. So now, depending on whether you're doing your editing yourself or you're outsourcing your editing, so I just want to quickly know how many of you are editing yourself, editing your videos yourself, and how long does that typically take? So let me know in the comments. So for me, my husband is usually editing my videos on Adobe Premiere Pro, but there are videos that I edit myself as well, and those are typically my screencast videos. So whatever, and since I'm using a green screen, so editing does take a while. And what I normally schedule is 4 hours of editing per video. So that might sound like a lot to you because my videos have like B-roll and transitions, and they have other kind of stuff that I need to put in there, like screencasts and images and all that kind of stuff. But if you don't have that stuff and if you're not using a green screen, then really you could have a really great video edited in like half an hour or so. So that, I mean, if you're really, really good, then that could be something to aim for. But for now, it takes me about 3 to 4 hours for a green screen video and for about an hour for a screencast video to edit. So I'm going through your comments here, and you guys are saying, yes, editing is key. Harley is saying, I'm doing my own editing. Time varies greatly depending on video type. Editing takes forever. Editing takes me about 4 hours. Sometimes more than a month for a music video. I hear you, Patty. By the way, I love your channel. I just recently checked it out. I absolutely love some of the videos that I saw there. So great work. And I can see why it would take you a long time because it's such painstaking and there's so much work in that video. I can see it. That would take you a long time to edit it. Christy is saying, takes me forever getting the graphics together. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so absolutely. So again, you could vary this up. You could have a few videos where, you know, you're doing live streams, which don't require any editing. You could do a few videos which are just you as a talking head to the camera, maybe like a shorter video. So you could vary that up. But what you want to do is be realistic about your editing time and put that on your calendar. Okay, so that's what we're going to go and do right now. So we're going to go back to our calendar and let's put in editing time here. So that's going to be about 4 hours per video. So let's just put in, let's just do this twice, right? So I've put it in once, and then let's put another, let's change this to an 8-hour shift. And then let's put in one more. So it repeats, let's say, I'm just gonna manually do this. And let's say again on Monday, we need to edit another 2 videos. So another 8 hours. Right? And you want to put in the time here. I'm not doing that right now, but you get the gist of it, right? So you want to put in the time that is going to take to edit your videos. And finally, the last thing we're going to put on the calendar is time to create thumbnails. So I'm going to put in about 20 minutes for thumbnail creation for all 4 videos together. So I typically create my thumbnails after my videos are edited. So you could shift this around. And the reason that this is really important to spend that 20-minute or maybe more making your thumbnails is because this is the first impression people are going to see of your channel. So it's really important to get your titles and your thumbnails on point, and you really do want to spend some time on these tasks, right? So, yes, I am from Pakistan. How to get trending keywords on TubeBuddy. I've been thinking again about incorporating some live streams into my channel to help reduce the editing load. Good idea, Harley. Steve is saying you have a new fan. Your videos are amazing. Yes. Okay, so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the questions, and I always forget how to open this file, but I think it's here somewhere. So just give me 1 minute, and I'm actually going to go and open this up, and we'll get to your questions. And while I'm doing that, guys, let me know what your questions are around how much time it should take for you to create your YouTube videos. And let me know if this calendar blocking technique that we just talked about, just putting stuff down on a calendar, helps you to visualize and be a little bit more realistic about the time that's going to be needed for you to put out a quality video. So I would love to see if this technique is actually helpful for you. So I'm in your questions here. And again, this stream is on the TubeBuddy channel, and I use TubeBuddy for all of my keyword research. So that is super, super helpful. And somebody asked about trending topics, and you can do that in TubeBuddy. You can see what topics are trending and to pull that information from Google Trends. So yeah. Okay, so Steve Believe Guitar just put in a question, and he's saying it looks like clickbait titles are the only ones that work. Lately, we are all getting way less views. Is it a bug? Any tips? Thank you. So, you know, one of the things that I kind of like and dislike about YouTube is that they're always testing and they're always making changes, and the algorithm is always going up and down and all around. It sounds like a nursery rhyme. But it keeps us on our toes, right? So all of these changes, really what they mean is that stay focused, because ultimately if you're creating great content that people love, then it's going to go in your favor. And when you think about all the changes taking place, is it in your control? Ask yourself. Are all the YouTube changes that are happening in your control? No. Well, then forget about it. Right? If you can't do anything about it, you're just going to worry twice, right? You're going to worry for them, like, why are these changes happening? And then you're going to worry for yourself, and you'll be like, how do I deal with them? So drop the worry, focus on just creating content that your audience loves, and focus on serving your audience. So Canada's Tech, thank you so much for subbing to my channel. That is so sweet of you. Patty is saying, I need to make a calendar like this really bad. I'm all over the place with the schedule. Home life is all over the place. I hear you, Patty. I have 2 kids, and it took me a while to get to this point where I was like, I really, really need to schedule stuff, because if it doesn't get scheduled, it doesn't get done, because we are constantly, as entrepreneurs and as video creators, being pulled into a million different directions, right? So absolutely, you want to make sure that you get your priorities straight. And I find that talking about your priorities and then actually putting them down in a calendar sort of makes it more action oriented. So you're not just saying it, you've actually done something about it. It makes me feel like I have prioritized the right things and I know how much time they're going to take. So it makes it realistic. It makes it, okay, I know what I need to work on. And it makes the planning process just so much easier. So absolutely. The nurse doc, your chat makes me realize I could add this to my process. Absolutely. Feel free to use any part of this process. There are a couple of things I talked about. So there's my video content plan, which you can download from the description, okay, which is going to help you with planning out all of your keyword strategy before your video gets published. And here's why this is really important. So when you actually go to publish your video, so you're actually on the YouTube page, you have uploaded your video, and then all of that data comes up where you need to put in all of that information on the tags and the title and the description and the thumbnail and uploading that custom thumbnail. So you have it all ready to go at that point. And when you hit publish, you want to schedule, and again, this is something you can put in your calendar as well. And the reason why I put an hour for publishing is as soon as you publish your video, you want to be in the comments for the first hour. You want to be responding to people. You want to be looking at your metrics. You want to be looking at how many views and traffic that you're getting in the first 24 hours, and especially in the first hour. So you want to be looking at your view velocity. That's what it's called, right? How quickly that video is gathering views. And you'll be able to tell really, really soon if a video is taking off or not by looking at the comments coming in and looking at the number of views in that first hour. So it's really important to be in the comments in that first hour, responding to people, engaging with people, hearting stuff up that's good, and sharing it. And there's a lot of stuff I do, right? I share it out on Instagram, I share it out on Twitter, I share it in my Facebook group, and all that is happening in the first hour of publishing. So as soon as you've published your video, you want to drive maximum amount of traffic to your video. So you actually want to schedule time to do that, right? Because this is just not going to happen on its own. This is time consuming stuff, but it is so worth it, because the more traffic you can drive to your video within the first hour and also within the first 24 hours, it's going to tell YouTube that this video is, a lot of people are viewing it, this video is doing really great, so we should send more traffic to it. So if you can do your work for that first hour especially, then it's going to help you with your long-term strategy with your YouTube video. So, and you also want to make people feel welcome, and you want to reward them. I think, yeah, Tana just said that here, right? Our subs and comments are very important and makes our channel go. And you want to make people feel like you are listening when they comment. They took out a minute to write a comment. You can take out 10 seconds to say thank you and heart it up, or maybe even less than 10 seconds, right? So you absolutely want to give your time and attention to the people who are giving their time and attention to you. And you want to be able to do that as soon as you are publishing your video. Just Kai is asking, do you have any tips and tricks to grow on YouTube? So this entire TubeBuddy channel has lots and lots of videos on all sorts of tips and tricks to grow on YouTube. My channel does. All of the video creators that make guest appearances on these live streams, follow them. They have a lot of tips and tricks. So you want to be in the ecosystem, because you will learn so many tricks about growing and about promoting and about creating and everything related to your YouTube channel. Okay, so I am going to just quickly see here. I think, Andrew, I was answering a lot of questions in the chat, so I think I covered them all. Just going to go here and refresh the Google Docs in case there are any other questions. But I think that I answered like a lot of questions in the chat as we went along. So yeah. So I think we're good. So guys, you have all. You went early an hour earlier. I did. Okay, let's get on Facebook Messenger and talk about it. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, that's weird. I did. Okay. That is so funny. Okay, well let's talk about it. But to end this particular live stream, I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined in. And if you got the timing wrong, or if I got the timing wrong, my sincere apologies for that. I hope you're gonna watch the replay because I think that we covered a lot of great information in this live stream, and I think that there are a lot of takeaways. There are like a lot of actionable things you can download and use. So I think all of that combined is gonna really help. So I think it's a replay worth watching. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to share it out. So the people who were thinking it's gonna start later and they didn't get to join, they'll actually get to watch the replay. And I can come back here and answer questions in the comment section as well. So hopefully we're still gonna make sure everybody gets value. Thank you everybody so much for being here. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate TubeBuddy for the awesome opportunity to be able to do this live stream on their channel. Their software is amazing and their course is amazing. Sorry, did I just say their course? I meant my course, which has which is going to be released tomorrow, which is on keep planning your YouTube content and your keyword strategy and all that good stuff. So if you want dibs on what I'm doing, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, then get inside my Facebook group because I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow in there announcing all sorts of cool stuff, including some stuff with TubeBuddy. And so you will get all that information tomorrow on my channel. So that's it for me. From now, this is Salma Jafri signing out. Take care, all of you. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.